Hey everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I've been enjoying this crisp fall-like weather for the first time. We've had spectacular days. I'm looking out the window right now and the skies are just as blue as can be. Got up and went down to the park for a little while this morning, and yeah, I just wanted to do one of my little Saturday videos, connect with you a little bit. Today's just going to kind of free flow. I don't really have a reading today. We're going to talk about eat with joy, laugh, be kind, and gratitude. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you haven't already done it, please go down there now and hit that subscribe button. And then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Yeah, you know, I'm just kind of free-flowing today, sharing some thoughts I've been having. Honestly, I haven't really been myself since Woodstock. This whole little issue with my torso that I'm seeing the chiropractor for still isn't resolved. I'm not 100%. It's all a chiropractic issue, but I needed the chiropractic work. The chiropractic work, I can tell by other areas of my spine, feels good. But that's neither here nor there. I'll figure it out. But as I've been less active, it gets me thinking about things. I'm a little bit more introspective, and it just makes me kind of think about the important things in life to me, and basically how I can just sum things up, how life really, you know, we get all about food and we get all about uptight about world events and this and that, but we really create our own reality. And if we really pay attention to the eyes we're seeing through, and we filter that in a certain way, I don't know, that just seems to work a lot better for me, and it gives me a happier way of living than I was in the past, and my past way of looking at things, which was not always that rosy. You know, life is rather simple. Happiness is rather simple if we just don't complicate things. And most of the times in life, when I really kind of, you know, slow down, get quiet, tune in, pay attention, realize it's the absolute simplest things in life that bring the most sustained happiness, the sustained pleasure, that just never-ending smile on your face. So yeah, I just had a few thoughts written down. And one of the biggest ones, and this kind of will tie in with the food since I'm usually talking about food on this channel, is to eat with joy, to enjoy your food, to have a good relationship with your food every day, just to really, you know, like every bite you eat to resonate with that, like to eat with no guilt, not to eat you know, with this whole, and not to eat with like discipline, and you know, like even though that can feel like an accomplishment to people sometime, you know, they're not really enjoying their food, but I guess in some way they are enjoying it a little bit because they're being disciplined, they're eating, they're restricting themselves, they're eating something. I eat with joy. And that's why I always encourage people to, if you're going to do a raw vegan lifestyle, go ahead and get there. Lay down the steps that will get you there the quickest and get you there. But along the way, don't be hard. Don't stress yourself out. Don't put undue pressure on yourself. But that's not the point. I'm not here to lead off into the raw vegan thing. It's whatever you're eating. Eat with joy, but you need to come to some sort of a comfort with yourself on the way that you eat. And for a lot of people, there is that inner struggle. So, you know, it's like you're probably not going to be happy just totally eating what your ego would want. In other words, just anything that your senses, but I want this, I want that. Because then you would feel the guilt. But there's also, too, sometimes people get so strict on themselves with what they eat that they're eating stuff and they're just not satisfied. So there's kind of that fine line in there, about finding what works for you. But most importantly, in life, we need to embrace what we're doing. We need to not have the stress of the food part of it. The food should just be effortless. It should just be something we do every day, but always eat with joy. If you're not eating with joy, please look into changing how you're eating. Laugh a lot. I don't laugh probably as much as I could, but I might laugh more than I should being alone by myself all the time. I just maniacally laugh sometimes. I'm walking around the house, I'm telling you, if anybody ever observes me, they're going to be like, okay, we got to lock this guy up. He's not right in his head. I'll just sometimes just laugh out loud. LOL, you know, that little LOL everybody uses. I do that all the time at home by myself, and I find myself doing it more and more. And I'll tell you another good little practice too, besides just laughing a lot. Laughter's just good for us, you know. It just elevates the mood. There's probably some hormones that are initiated when we laugh, but it's also a really good thing to be able to laugh at yourself. I do that a lot of times. I'm very entertaining to myself. I just do some goofy stuff around the house sometimes and I just find myself laughing. But even though I'm here alone, I'll be watching something on TV or I'll watch a show sometime and something's really funny and I will just like come out in the craziest, loudest laugh in the world. And quite frankly, don't know any other way to put it, laughing just feels good. So laugh a lot. Be kind. You know, be kind to people. It's not that complicated. What's the saying? If you have a chance to be right or be kind, be kind. You know, I get comments from time to time doing this channel, and when I'm on Instagram, I get a good number of comments on there. And, you know, I get fairly, I don't necessarily call them regular, but you know, 1 or 2 will trickle in a week where somebody will just send me a message and say that my videos make them really happy or my posts make them smile. That's huge to me. To some people, that might just be something tiny like, okay, well, get to the stuff that I'm selling or pay attention to the big stuff. But that stuff is so huge to me. And I'm honored by that because I think that's important in life. And that's a big responsibility, and I enjoy that when somebody says I made them happy or I made them smile. That's absolutely freaking priceless to me. You know, and it's not, that is actually a pure expression of mine. Like sometimes I can be very calculating, but there's no calculation there. There's no, I've even examined that. Well, is that just ego? Ooh, well, I make you smile. Am I happy about that because you've given me a compliment and because I've accomplished something? No, that actually just makes me happy because it makes you happy. And you will find that. You'll find that the more you just do kind, you know, you do nice things for people, being kind, simple kindness out there every day. Just stop all this hard ass stuff about needing to be right, about needing to prove your point, about needing to speak your truth. Even that can be unkind sometimes. There's causes that need to be explored. There's causes that need to be out there. But I think we can most of the time, maybe not 100%, but find a way to be kind. And another one I've talked about number of times on my weekend ones, but it's always one you got to mention for the person that hasn't seen your videos, and because this is just a huge one, and it's gratitude. It's just being grateful all the time. I walk around. I'm walking differently these days since I haven't been feeling great. You know, I haven't been doing a lot of vigorous movement and exercise. And my time in the park, I've been going to the park regularly again, but it's not that maniacal walking like I was doing earlier this summer. I just kind of wander around as I feel like, you know, and I'll stop here, I'll talk to the squirrels for a while, I'll look at the colors, I'll smell things, I'll look at flowers. I took some beautiful pictures of just some simple flowers this morning, and I just really try to tune into that gratitude for everything. I tune into, even though I've had some discomfort with this little issue, I tune into the health that I have. I'm grateful for how I feel. I'm grateful for what's the roof that's over my head. I'm grateful that I have food every day. I'm grateful that I even have the opportunity to sit around and talk about things like this. I mean, you know, it's just that next level gratitude, being grateful for every aspect of our life. And sometimes that can even just be a practice, a meditation in itself, just kind of trying to think of as many things as possible you can be grateful for. That's a great, you know, if you're ever down, that can be a great countermeasure. The next time you're down or you're a little bit depressed or you're not, you know, a little bit sad, just try to start thinking of all the things you have to be grateful for. And in general, that's just basically what life boils down to. We've just gotten off course and we kind of have put our priorities in different directions, but it's all pretty simple. And that's stuff that really we should be teaching our kids. It really is something we shouldn't have to do a whole big loop, come back around and have some realization. That's just the way I think we should be living in life. But anyhow, I hope I didn't just free flow too much today. I hope you guys enjoyed that a little bit. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.